But for my muffin.
I'm Rob Chappers.
I am the Captain.
And we're here today to demonstrate random Epiphone guitars.
That's about the truth of it. Random is the word, because we're in that slightly awkward time of year. It's the beginning of January. We are only 2 weeks away from the mega show, the NAMM show, where all of our favourite guitar manufacturers turn up and go, here's what's new for 2015. So the January video is always an awkward one for us, because we're sort of going, well, there's not much new, is there? But
I mean 2016.
Yes, I do.
I was like, wait, what time warp is this?
So I whizzed into the store with Rob and I went, oh, do you know what? That came out last year and was interesting and we haven't reviewed that. And this came out last year and that was interesting too and we haven't reviewed that. So these are really kind of, apart from the fact they're both Epiphone, fairly unrelated really.
Yes, well what I've got here is a beautiful commemorative Epiphone in a rather stunning looking kind of scarlet red. This is to commemorate 100 years of Epiphone.
Of Les Paul.
Oh, Les Paul, and 140 years of Epiphone being at the top of their game in what they do making Epiphones, which I think is rather nice. I think, for my personal tastes, this looks stunning, and this looks a little bit kind of...
Oh, really?
Well, I mean, just personally, it's just a little bit over the top for me.
Well,
but I was going to say, looks, but then when you go to start tuning, my hand likey. You did say it was a rose veneer on top, a cherry veneer, but it doesn't look.
It's not a maple top, which most people would assume it would be, but it's a cherry mahogany back and front.
Oh, I see. So in here is mahogany, and then this is a cherry veneer.
Yes.
Okay. Well, it plays great.
Yeah.
Can I say I was surprised at how great it plays?
Yeah, so it's relatively top of the range in the Epiphone lineup, so you'd kind of hope that they'd gone to town with all this. I love the vintage machiners. I mean, they're very reminiscent of the old jazz guitars that Epiphone would have made back in the day.
Yes. And on the back you get Les Paul's little face going,
his little face going, hello!
How you doing? It also comes with a guarantee. It says here...
It looks like a wanted thing, doesn't it?
Like, it is modelled after a wanted thing.
Rob Chapman for crimes against humanity.
You can't take those crimes back, they've happened. Guarantee, the instrument in which this is attached, blah. Basically, if you buy it, it's guaranteed to you. And that's rather nice. I think it's a good thing.
Can I shamelessly plug something? If you guys think the mug that I'm holding is cool, comment in the section below, because I can have some more made and we could sell them. But there we are. He says,
If you like the mug I'm holding and think you could make a better one, then send it to me, care of Andertons, and I'll drink coffee from it because I haven't got a mug.
I thought you had this one down there for you. Look.
Well, let me give them tones. But
Do
basically,
tones.
it's got two
standby, by the
buttons
way,
that take it from humbucker to what they call
Can I
simple.
just do one thing that I
Yes.
do wish? I understand why guitar manufacturers have to put stickers on
But
things.
it's
to show
irritating, huh?
But it's kind of like how to make a gloriously gorgeous looking guitar and make it look cheap and
Well, that's like
put
scratch
stickers
plates,
on
as
it.
far as I'm concerned.
No. But I guess it's like they want you to know about all the expensive stuff that's on here.
Did we say Pro Buckers?
Yep, Pro Bucker 2 and
We
3.
said
I don't know what happened to Pro
Pro-Buckers.
Bucker 1, but Pro Bucker 2
Pro
and
Bucker
3
1 didn't
in
work
there.
out.
No, it didn't work.
It was a bad
I
relationship.
agree. That's your clean channel.
No, I've
So
crunched
it's got-
it. I've got to admit,
Oh,
I have
see, 'cause
crunched up a bit.
They're pokey otherwise.
Yeah, I
aren't
went a little bit crud. Which is all great.
Les would have been proud of those jazz chords.
Don't think so. But
The coil taps.
I was just literally on that.
Great.
Let's crank them coiled. So- Sounds great. Warner for detune.
Do you like that in line?
I like
tuning?
that.
Did
That's
you-
the new Gibson
I am the
mini
new.
tune.
I am Lee G-Force Anderton. I just stand here, tune your guitar while you go along. That's one of the best sounding Les Pauls we've had.
Well, it's really, really good.
I really like it.
I'm going to say that it's really, really good.
So these are...
we are using a very expensive amplifier.
We are using a very expensive amplifier. I guess these are semi-limited. They're probably going to be around in the catalogue for the sort of 2015, 2016 kind of period.
Let me just tune it one more time, and then I want to play a riff, and then we'll move on.
Tune it one more time. Something tells me we had a sneak preview of a new Dorje riff.
Yes,
I thought so.
I wrote a thing over Christmas, and
was it inspired by sort of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
It was inspired by an apple brandy my father brought down. That I went, this is nice. That's nice. Still nice. Now I'm playing guitar in my studio, really inappropriately loud, and it was good.
Smashed out of your face.
I like this. It's great.
I can't remember the price. Something like £500 or £600. I think
this is
probably
growing on
closer
me.
to
I think it's
6 than 5.
gold. I think that's the problem with me. I'm not a fan of gold. It just reminds me of, you know.
I think gold hardware is one of those things, particularly on less expensive guitars, where the plating is going to wear off with the sweat from your fingers. So kind of like if you want your gold plated, you know, hardware guitar to stay looking absolutely as good as it did on the day you bought it, you pretty much got to not touch it.
Yeah.
You know, whereas this in 2 or 3 years' time will look fairly worn in a way that perhaps a chrome one may
It will
not.
look kind of really vintage too when it is done that. When it is done that, what's going on in my life?
I don't know.
It's all this
grammatically
living
appalling.
with this Maltese woman has done that to me. But because of the sort of vintage looking headstock and everything, but it feels great to play. You know, I think sometimes Epiphone gets a bit of a bad rap. You know, yes, it's handcrafted in China, but I'm going to say it plays great, sounds great.
I guess with Epiphone stuff, because they make everything from a £79 bolt-on neck Les Paul Express right up to probably, you know, the thick end of £1,000, you have to accept you can't do that. You can't play a £79 one and just go, oh, it's not very good, therefore the whole range isn't very good.
Of course.
But I guess that's probably what some people do.
What have you got, Lee?
Okay, so completely different to Rob's guitar, I have got Gary Clark Jr.'s signature Casino.
Who's Gary Clark? I hate to ask because I don't know.
Okay, so Gary Clark Jr. is a very cool singer, guitar player, blues guy from America.
Did you just look this up?
No.
Okay.
Gary Clark, he's... In fact, I'm going to give you 2 tips, guitar people. Most of you are out there going, yes, I've heard of Gary Clark. He's been around a little bit longer, and he's awesome. There's a fantastic YouTube sort of documentary about him and how he started playing guitar with the girl that lived next door to him when they were kids. And they kind of grew up and then sort of went their own separate ways. But they
sounds like every man's dream.
No, it wasn't that kind of a relationship. It was just it was a purely guitar playing relationship. Anyway, so if you love gravelly voiced kind of hardcore bluesy sort of, but with some big fat guitar tones in, you'll love Gary Clark Jr.
I better check him out.
So my other tip for you though, completely unrelated to this guitar, probably my tip for 2015 of best albums, second best album, because obviously the Dorje album was the best album I downloaded for 2015. But my favourite album that I downloaded for 2015 was an album by a band called the Brothers Landreth, who, if you could imagine going, I'll take a bit of John Mayer's DNA, a bit of the Black Crowes DNA, and a little bit of the Eagles DNA, and form a band, it would be a bit like that.
Wow.
So go and check them out. They're touring England next year. So, but they have an album, I think, called Let It Be, which is brilliant. But anyway, so I have this Casino, which is an Epiphone guitar, made famous, probably most famous by probably John Lennon, because he played one of these a lot back in the day. But it's a completely hollow guitar, so a little bit different sounding to something like a 335, which has a centre block. And this particular Gary Clark Jr. one has a proper Gibson USA P90 pickups in it. And Gary Clark Jr., whenever I've heard of him, goes with a very sort of fuzzy distortion sound, which I normally find difficult to achieve those kind of fat tones myself, but I have the excellent way huge javelina on the floor, so I'm going to try. So here's my basic clean sound.
That's clean.
I've intentionally dialed in a bit of preamp gain here because fuzz, I think, likes to be
Was those
layered
fat
over.
dog ears giving you some beef?
Could be. So.
That's funny. It's the first guitar I've heard that sounds old.
It does, doesn't it?
It's got an old sound to it.
In the jam that Rob and I did, I was kind of using the bridge pickup with the tone on full, and then I was using the neck pickup with the tone rolled back a bit, almost to try and get that woman tone kind of, vibe. With the so let's just stick with the clean sounds for the minute. So that's you'll notice, of course, with P90s the hum, because they're not hum cancelling pickups, so that's just what you're going to get. I'm playing too many Les Pauls recently. I'm going up here for the control switch. So it's a maple laminate body. There's two versions of this, one with the Bigsby and this one with the trapeze tailpiece. Very, very lightweight guitar, so anybody that's a fan of something that doesn't weigh too much will love this. Black and Blue, if I remember rightly, is
Great song by Kenny Wayne Shepherd Band.
Must be a Gary Clark Jr. album or song as well. But certainly whenever you see him live, he's playing like a Black and Blue casino.
Step on that Javelina, bro.
Javelina sounds monster.
Trying to visualise what that sounds like. It sounds like a 10-foot tall packet of beef Monster Munch.
It just sounds massive, doesn't it? And it's, And of course, being hollow, the guitar's desperate to feed back all the time, which if you can control it, sounds just amazing. Fluff that note at the end there. So that's that really, and Rob and I had a lot of fun jamming out with this.
So how much is that?
Same sort of money as that.
Well, £500
or £600, something like that.
Okay, £500 or £600.
I'll be completely honest with you. I assume this is staying in the range for the foreseeable future. As Gary
This one
Clark
definitely
is
isn't,
cool.
is it? This is limited.
Pretty sure this one probably won't be in the range for terribly long. I think it'll be in the range for another 6 months or so. You don't know.
Well, which is your favourite, viewers? Do you have a favourite of these two? Do you have any requests? Would you like to see more interesting Gibsons that are unusual?
have to buy a fuzz pedal and a semi-acoustic guitar.
Sounded
Some
great,
of those
didn't it?
tunes are really awesome, aren't they?
Yeah, all right.
Otherwise you go along.
Then we'll move on.
Do you know what my dad? That's probably what some people do. Ron.
What have you got, Lee?
Yes.